I'm gonna watch this video here, guys. Listen, this is getting too real. This is getting too scary. This is Cyberpunk 2077 goes hyper realistic. And we're going to take a look at this, but I'm going to look into possibly getting these mods on my own system. But at the same time, I'm also scared to even go down this path. Guys, I think we reach a certain point where video games become too real. Let's take a look at this. This is Cyberpunk, guys. This is Cyberpunk modded out. We'll have to look at everything that they're using here, but this is like fully modded out Cyberpunk. Okay, that one's not as bad. That one's not as cyber. I mean, still good. But that first set was like, that first girl was like super realistic. Yeah, that's crazy, man. How do y'all feel? You notice it's kind of like with the cameras too. Like if you got like a DSLR camera and stuff, how it blurs the background. How do you feel about that? What is that? What is that setting inside of a video game, guys? Is it the depth of field? I mean, but when you think about it, that's part of the realism, right? Because it's just like your eyes when you focus on something. You know that everything else, it blurs away, right? So it is more realistic. Granted, I don't know about you guys. Anytime I game, I don't like any type of blurring. I want to see everything. That way, if you see somebody in a gunfight, you're not gonna have somebody come in out of the edge of your field of view and you miss them. Dude, the vehicles remind me. What's the game that's like super realistic cars? Chat, what's the game with the super realistic cars? They're like it's a racing game. Is it Forza? It's one of those racing games where the vehicle, it reminds me of that right now. It's Pete's collection. That's wild, man. That is wild. Chat, what are the chances that what you're seeing, what we're witnessing right here, may become the norm in the next decade? Like this is the graphical jump. You know, what's the term used where technology peaks out? There's a term used for it's like eventually you're gonna run into like headway and there'll be, if not a peak out, diminished returns. The question is, I remember watching a video years ago and it talked about we're already there, we're peaked out. And then Nvidia happened last 2 years, really. Obviously that's been going on for a while. I'm just mean from a stock perspective, but I haven't seen the plateau point. You could do it right now. I just mean from a gameplay, because they're showing you set things that they're doing, right? And so we'll see if they show us actual gameplay, showing us driving, which is still moving fast. We'll see. Yeah, I just got gameplay later. God, that's crazy, man. The bike is wild, dude. I do love driving bikes in Cyberpunk. I just want to point out that this is actually some really good drive. I don't know how you guys drive in this game. We be bumping into everything though. We would have ran over like 6 people by now. Oh my God. Well done, well done. Anybody find themselves catching their breath a little bit? Like it's a video game, it's all good. But anybody kind of like catching that's when you know something's realistic. When you're catching your breath a little bit. You're like, don't die. Dude, who's the girl inside of Cyberpunk who is... Oh, what was her name, guys? Oh my God. I fell in love. I fell in love with her. I think in another alternate universe, we may have been married. She may have been my lifelong... Pan Am. Oh my God, Pan Am. Dude, can we see what Pan Am looks with these mods? Y'all remember when y'all made me do the bad ending, which resulted in Pan Am? Spoilers, by the way. Spoilers. Which resulted in Pan Am literally looking for us. Or the one she like, there was one that she hated us. And then there was one that she was like, fuck you. And she leaves you this voice message. And she's like pissed off with you. And she's like, where the hell are you and stuff? Dude, I gotta say this about Cyberpunk. One of the endings was pretty good. Okay. Oh, I say okay. It was good. It was good. But dude, every other ending, terrible. So terrible, in fact, that I felt emptier and emptier every single time. Because the problem is, y'all made me do the good ending first. And then I did the other endings. And I think with every ending, I became more and more depressed with my experience with Cyberpunk. It's terrible in a great way. Brother, there was one where your main character, there was one where you're Keanu Reeves and you just get on a bus and drive away. Like, or just like ride the public bus. You make no contact with anyone. You go to the grave and then you just bounce. Yeah, that was awful. Have I watched Edge Runners? I have. That makes sense. Yes. Edge Runners is quite depressing. So yeah, that does make sense. By the way, the Edge Runner Easter egg in Cyberpunk, so cool. So cool. You can get the jacket, man. You see some of the you see how he's trying to stay very, very still. I don't know if you can game with this guy. I mean, like, he was driving with it. I wonder if driving changes things up. But I wonder if these mods, if the frame drops are just too aggressive, if trying to actively game with this. Oh, yeah, the water as well, yeah. It looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. I'm just curious what the frame counts are. Look at the reflections here, man. Dude, wasn't ray tracing supposed to do all this too, though? Like, but man, why the hell is ray tracing so terrible? My GPU tanks the hell out. Every time I've ever gone into a game and I'm like, I'm going to try ray tracing. It's like, welcome to 20 FPS. It's path tracing, the next step. So path stepping is better, or path tracing is better than ray tracing. Am I understanding that correctly? Is it going to tank my FPS as bad as ray tracing does? Ray tracing would drop the benchmarks for Black Myth from 70 to 40. Yeah, then it's not even worth it then. To me, anytime you drop below 60, it's not worth it. Here's what I don't understand about GPUs. If I got a 4090, how come only 35% of it, 35% of it is being utilized across its memory? Yet somehow I can find myself, with the click of a setting, even though it's still using up the same video RAM, my frames drop terribly. In my opinion, look, and I've only built a few PCs. And we're partnered with Starforge, and I think we got pretty much their best PC that they gave us. I've got another one here with a water block, and used to do a bunch of overclocking and stuff. But look, from my experience, I just think games, and it makes sense, they kind of like to stay in the middle of the pack in terms of what their systems that they're shipping on and GPUs that they're shipping on. And so utilizing high-end cards is not a big priority. And I mean, that makes sense too. So like, I feel like optimization just goes to crap when it comes to just trying to squeeze out as much as you can for high-end cards. Sounds good, Primal. Thank you. All right, my question to you guys. I know we've been stopping this video a bunch, but is this too real? Let me ask this question. Is too real something we shouldn't approach? Are we approaching an area that is when reality and video games are too close together? Is that too much? It is impressive. The nerd in me loves it, dude. I think the next step is this for systems going forward. Approach this level of realism. I'm down to see it and down to try it. Secondly, I need something here to put out smells. You know what I mean? You see garbage right here. I want to smell garbage. I think that right there is going to really immerse us. You know, I want to smell the shit. I want to smell the garbage. I want to smell the strip joint. I want to smell the $2 hooker. I want to smell the cocaine. Okay. I want to smell it all. I want it to be there. And I need something to sit here and emit those smells. Okay. So that we can experience that hyper realism. Don't do drugs, kids. I'm just joking. Well, that's incredible, guys. I think this opening scene, you know, I thought it was when I first saw this clip of her, I thought it was Sansa. I thought this was Sansa at first. Oh, look at this, dude. Look at this. Look at just like even the reflections on her. That's crazy, man. I'm telling you, dude, once we get, I mean, I don't know how AI is going to play a role in this, but imagine a video game where NPCs don't have set dialogues and they're just like all like somehow like chat GPT. I guess I can go off the rails really quick, but I mean, like you have like AI assisted responses from these NPCs. That's going to be crazy. Slap that like button like your mama told you right.